Welcome to another video. In this one, I'll show you how to build an invoice for your business. I'll walk you through the whole thing step by step. Let's start by setting the right column widths. Next, merge the cells the way you see on screen. This is where you'll be able to add your own logo. To keep the whole sheet visually consistent, click the top left cell, which selects the entire sheet. Then center the text, and feel free to change the font as well. Now let's style the spot where your company logo will go. Change the background to gray and add borders. On the right side, add the document title, Invoice. Below it, build a small table with the invoice number, invoice date, and due date. Make the header labels bold and change their color to dark blue. For the cells that hold the actual information, change them to gray, add borders, and align the text to the left. Payment terms and due date will get their formulas later in the video. Now move on to the section with your company's information. Make your company name bigger and bold, then add your address, email, and phone number, aligned to the left. After that, create the space for the client's information, the business this invoice is being sent to. Add a bill to heading and change its background to dark blue. Then add the labels, client name, address, city, email, and phone. This section will be automated later with a dropdown. Next, build the table where you'll list the products or services being sold. The first column is description. It should span 3 columns, followed by quantity, unit price, and line total. This part will also be automated later. For readability, shade every other row light gray and add gray borders. Now create the section that will later hold the invoice status dropdown. On the right, add the headers subtotal, discount, and tax. Change the cells that will hold the amounts to gray and add borders. To the left of these headers, add 2 more cells, also gray with borders, and set their number format to percentage. This is where you'll enter the discount and tax rates, and the amounts will be calculated automatically. Now build the grand total section, where the final amount will be calculated. After that, create a section for notes and payment terms, for example, the payment due date and your bank account number. Sample data is shown on screen. Below the table, you can add a short note. Thank you for your business. Next, hide any empty columns and rows, and turn off grid lines from the View tab. Now set the print area. Select the whole sheet, go to Page Layout, click Print Area, then go to File, Print to preview how the document will look when printed. You can also adjust the margins from here. Rename this sheet to Invoice, and let's move on to building the sheets that will help automate the document. The first one is the client database. Where we build a table with fields like client name, address, city, state, zip, email, and phone. Shade every other row light gray for readability. Sample data is shown on screen. Next, create another sheet called Products or Services, with columns for the product or service name, description, and price. Styled the same way as the previous sheet. Turn off grid lines here too. The last sheet is Setup, which holds the payment terms and invoice status options. It's already set up for you, but feel free to edit it if you'd like. Now let's add a drop-down to the payment terms cell. Click Data, then Data Validation, choose List from the menu, and select the range from the setup sheet. Next, in the due date cell, enter the formula shown on screen. It will automatically calculate when the invoice is due. It's important to set this cell's format to short date as well. Now add a drop-down to the client name cell the same way as before. Once a client is selected, we want all their details to fill in automatically. To do this, enter the formula shown on screen, and repeat it for the remaining cells. Next, add a drop-down to the product or service table, select the description column and follow the same steps as before. Then, in unit price, enter the formula shown on screen, do the same for line total, and drag it down. Add the gray alternating rows again. Now let's calculate the main totals. Enter the formulas shown on screen. The next step is adding a drop-down for the payment status section as well. Let's add your logo. Click Insert, then, Picture from this device, and choose your logo file. You can now test the sheet with some sample data. Finally, let's format the amounts, for example, as dollars. Hold Ctrl and select all the cells containing amounts, then apply a custom currency format and choose your currency, such as USD. And that's it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions.